These days, everybody talks about ego. Some people say you've got to get ego out of the way. Other people say you've got to have a healthy ego. It's all very puzzling. What is ego, and what's wrong with it? This question became real for me in my experience with God, because I seem to have such a direct line of communications, and then I received a very special mission that I was supposed to do, and it made me feel very, very special. And as soon as that happened, feeling a swell of pride, the line went dead. Before I'd had such an open and vibrant connection with God, at that moment it was as if someone had simply cut the wires and the line went dead. So I prayed about that, and I said, Lord, it does make me feel superior having this connection with you. And here's what I received in reply. You are not superior. You have drenched yourself in sin for 50 years. Do not feel superior to anyone. Your only superiority is your willingness to obey, and that I have given you. I opened your heart to love and to me. You did things to prepare, but I've opened the hearts of some who did not. It is neither deserved nor a gift. It is a fact about me. I am expressing myself through you. You are neither more deserving nor more blessed than the paint used in the Mona Lisa. Well, yes, I realized paint is, after all, just paint, no matter who the artist is, and I would try to remind myself of that and keep a cold watch on my ego, which is a lesson learned here. One of the traps of the spiritual life is, to the extent you feel open and close and genuinely spiritual, you also can feel pride, and that's a real danger that you have to guard against. Came up again later, this question of ego. I needed a favor from a very prominent intellectual, someone I knew barely, who had no obligations to me whatsoever, but he was the only person who could help in this particular matter. So I gave him a call, and to my amazement, he responded completely helpfully and instantly and generously, and it made me feel flattered that he would respond to me in that way. And so I prayed about that. I said, Lord, is it wrong for me to feel flattered? And here is the reply. No, it is not. This is joy, the joy of being yourself, which is proper to and appropriate for human beings. I want you to be happy, to feel the fullness of your own being, its bounty. I blessed you with certain gifts. Of course, you recognize them as gifts, as benefits, as talents. That is okay. It is not the same as ego. Ego is destructive, separatist, defiant of my will, self-satisfied and self-lustful. A proper appreciation of yourself opens your heart, binds yourself to me and to others you love. Remember that I love you. I love all human beings without reservation. Ideally, you should love yourself as I love you. Well, what is ego? This sounds as if it's a kind of camouflage, a kind of posturing to cover up the fact that we can't love ourselves as much as we should. And the challenge is to love ourselves as God loves us, not because we're perfect. God knows we're imperfect, and we know that too, but to love ourselves just as we are, little packages of mixed blessings. And that's not so bad. If this speaks to you, please subscribe and like, and share it with your friends. It might be just what they need to hear today.